Hey, what's up? It's me, Faith. I'm on here again talking about my self-love journey like always. And I want to tell you about what I learned about from the Bible about this woman by the name of Mary Magdalena. That's one thing. And then another thing, I wanted to talk to you about what I learned about COVID-19. Yep, that's what I said. Mary Magdalena and COVID-19, and how it actually, to me, coincide with each other, and how God actually put it in my spirit to talk about it. So let's talk about it, okay? Here we go. So now we're going to talk about Mary Magdalene and her acquaintance with Jesus. How it all first started out was that Mary Magdalene was originally from this town that they called the Fisher town. It was western shore of the Sea of Galilee, and it was a small town by the Rome, Judah. And so she heard that Jesus was actually going to see the Pharisees, and Jesus had to go, wanted to go see the Pharisees because they invited him for one, and then also two, they wanted to talk about the law of the Jews, the law and the regulations, I guess. And so Mary Magdalene snuck there, but she didn't only sneak there, she actually snuck in a box of expensive perfume that was in an alabaster box. And she snuck in there, and when she snuck in there, she didn't like hide in the closet or anything. She actually laid by Jesus' feet. And as she was laying at Jesus' feet, I guess he was talking to the Pharisees, she began to weep. And like I said, she began to weep. And she wept so much, as the Bible said, that she actually washed his feet with her tears. And so after she washed his feet with her tears, she dried his feet with her hair. After she dried his feet with her hair, she began to kiss at his feet. After she was kissing at his feet, she started opening up, I guess, this box, alabaster box, and poured the perfume ointment on Jesus' feet and start wiping them with that, wiping and kissing, wiping and kissing. And so the Pharisees noticed that, and Jesus didn't say anything, and the Pharisees didn't say anything. But this one particular Pharisee, his name was Simon. He looked at Jesus, Jesus looked at him, and Jesus still didn't say anything. But in his mind, the Pharisees said, how can this man say that he is a prophet, and he allowing this sinful woman to do such a thing? And why would he allow the sinful woman do such a thing? So then he said to Simon, he said, Simon, okay, it's two debtors. One owed 500 pesos, the other owed 50 pesos. And the banker wants his money. And the banker asked them, did they have the money? And both of the debtors said that they don't have it. So the banker forgave both of them. He said, your debt is forgiven. So which one of the bankers actually loved the debtor more, or which one of the debtors loved the banker more? He said, that's easy, my lord. The one that owes the 500 pesos loved the banker more, and the one that owes the 500 pesos, the banker loved more. He said, you absolutely right. He said, now I came in here, and I came to your house. You did not ask me, did I need water for my feet? Since the time I entered in your house, this woman been at my feet, washing my feet with her tears. She wept from the time that I came in here, washing my feet with her tears. And then you didn't ask me. So Jesus then said to Simon, he said, Simon, I've been in your home. Since the time I've been in your home, this woman been weeping at my feet. She washed my feet with her tears. You didn't even ask me, did I need water for my feet to be washed? Simon, since I've been in your home, this woman dried my feet with her own hair off her head. You didn't even ask me, did I need a kiss? Since I've been in your home, this woman been kissing at my feet since I've been in your home. Since I've been in your home, this woman used expensive oil to put on my feet. You didn't even oil my head. So Simon, this woman that you see here, this woman, sins have been forgiven because she loves much. And you love little, so you get little. The moral to this story is that we, as people, I forgot to tell you about Mary Magdalene about this, and I apologize, and I will go back into the moral of the story. But also, too, Mary Magdalene was there when Jesus was crucified, as well as when Jesus was risen from the dead. She was the first one that he actually told to go tell his disciples that he was alive and that he rose from the dead, and she told them and they didn't believe her. And then also Mary Magdalene was there for his burial as well as his resurrection. Mary Magdalene honored God. Mary Magdalene loved God for who he is, not for what he did. Mary Magdalene honored who he was and wanted to know more and more about him. Even up until the day Jesus left the land, Mary Magdalene still actually entertained his disciples, as well as, did things with the other Marys in the Bible. Now let's get into the moral of the story. The moral of the story that I learned and what I got out of Mary Magdalene and Jesus, as well as Simon, is that, you cannot actually judge a book by its cover. Simon had the nerve to call her a sinful woman and look down at her and felt like she was not good enough to actually be at Jesus' feet weeping. She was not good enough to actually be at Jesus' feet wiping it down with her all. He just felt as though that she wasn't good because she was a sinner. And that's how a lot of us feel. We feel as though that a lot of people ain't good enough to be calling themselves a child of God, or calling themselves a changed person, when here it is, look at what they did, look at what they used to do, look at what they still doing. A lot of us want to actually pretend that we love the Lord so much, but yet and still we do everything that we want to do underneath the sun, and never turn from our ugly, evil ways, but always want to pretend that we love the Lord. There's no way in the world that you can say that you love God and you never turn from your evil, ugly. And I think about Mary Magdalene, she honored God. She never looked back at the 7 demons that God delivered her from. She actually loved herself enough to actually continue doing self-love. She actually loved God enough to actually show him that she honored and loved him from the core of her heart, not from the fakeness of her heart. And when she got in trouble, because she never got in trouble anymore, she continued seeking him. And this is what we need to do as people of this world today. But at the end of the day, we have a tendency of only having God as a sometime God. He's not an all-time God. He's a sometime God. He's sometime when you're getting in trouble. He's only sometime when you need him to help that relationship. He's sometime when you get blessed with a car. He's sometime when you sitting around and you got that better job. He's sometime when you got that house. But let that house fall apart. Let that job go. Let that car get busted. Let that man leave. And so that's what I got out of Mary Magdalene. I really actually love that story. I really do. I am happy that God actually put it on my heart to read about it, because it lets me know that I can keep pushing on to learn and know him more. Keep pushing on to do better. Keep pushing on to know and love myself better. It just makes you keep pushing on. Now, with that being said, we're going to get into the topic of COVID-19.